Hey everybody, it's David J. Neff, and I'm here today with Heidi Adams, who's the Executive Director of Planet Cancer, and we're going to talk to her about what her nonprofit's doing to be innovative, because they're definitely doing some really cool stuff. So, here we go. This is Heidi right here, and we're just going to talk. I'll kind of scoot over here so you're looking at me. And so why don't you tell me what Planet Cancer does?
So Planet Cancer is a community of young adults in their 20s and 30s who happen to have cancer. So we provide support, but not provide it for them, but help them really provide each other with support. We have the framework and then we get out of the way. And then we advocate for young adults to try and let doctors and medical professionals and everyone know that young adults do get cancer and they do have different needs, and pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me a little bit about the history. Like, when did this all start? When did you become a nonprofit, etc.?
It all started probably back with my own diagnosis when I was 26. I had a rare type of bone cancer, and I went through my whole experience just thinking, I'm alone. There's nobody else my own age. So I just kept thinking about it, that there have to be other people out there. And then in the late 90s, like 2000, everyone was starting to build websites. And I thought, that's it. That's how we can help young people find each other. That's where they are. And so we got our 501c3 in 2000 and launched the first website. But probably didn't become a community until for a couple of years after that, when we launched our first message boards.
Very old school
I know.
message boards.
But we were innovators even back then.
That's right.
Damn it.
So what you're known for, I would say, at least that I hear in circles, and when you speak at Green Lights and other conferences, is community,
right, and
forming the community or building the community. So talk a little bit about how you're innovative around communities.
Right. So we had these message boards, and they were good up to a point, but there's so much cool stuff out there now that this year we launched our own social networking community called My Planet, which is on the Ning platform. And it's pretty amazing because the level of interaction is so high, and people, there are just things that work so well with what we're trying to do with forming a community and letting young adults interact with each other and support each other. So they can choose how to do that, whether they want to write a blog or post photos or videos, ask a question, give an answer, or just, join a group of people who have a similar interest. And you don't even know what that might be, because you start thinking, okay, groups around diagnosis, like here's all the leukemia patients and here's all the melanoma patients. But we have groups like Melissa's who have cancer, and people who couldn't have gotten through it without their pets. Or there's even one that's like people with an uncontrollable fear of zombies.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you like that one. That's for you. And really, the description is like, there's no hidden agenda. It's pretty straightforward. And so it's just people with like interests, and you don't know what that is, but the community, the Ning platform, it allows people to define their own experience and put it out there, what they want out of it and what they're willing to give and to get back. And so much more tailored to an individual and their experience, which especially for a young adult is so important.
Tell me, in the building of the community, do you guys go in and moderate, or does the community moderate itself? Like, how does that all work as far as people posting things?
Yeah, a lot of doctors ask that question.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Who moderates? and
are you calling me like that I'm
Dr. Dave?
I'm
Dr. Dave I am?
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I think we've always been amazed and surprised at how well the community moderates itself. And there are very few occasions that we have to step in. And usually it's just people violating the rules of the spirit, like they're trying to sell something or promote some, treatment that's whatever. That they would sell something
right,
for. So,
exactly.
and we'll get, people alert us to it immediately. We keep an eye on it as best we can. We have volunteer moderators who are very protective. The people in the community are really protective of the community.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal with the community? Like, do you have a set number, or your goal Is it we just always want to be around and be there to help people, or eventually want to, everyone should have a blog and be talking about this? I mean, I guess what are some of the goals?
Well, so we launched in February, and we have 3,000 registered users now, as of
Awesome.
December. Well, as of December. There are 70,000 young adults diagnosed every year in the United States. I'd love to get every one of them.
Yeah.
And then there's close to 1 million survivors in this age range. So between the ages of 18 and 40, I'd love to get all of them,
Yeah.
just to know that there's a place where they can go and they can talk to someone else who gets it, who's had the same experience, who can give them answers, who can support them in it. That would be, awesome.
Yeah. Tell me about in-world versus, the real world versus stuff you do online. Like, so you're not just a website and a community, you actually have real world events.
Right.
And excuse my phone for any...
Do you want me to answer that for you? So we provide peer support through our online support, and then we also have weekend retreats for young adults. So we have those for 18 to 25-year-olds, 25 to 40-year-olds, and young couples who are facing cancer. But they try to make them work together. So people, it's kind of a scary thing to think about going to a retreat with a bunch of cancer people, and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to sit around and sing Kumbaya all weekend, right?
Yeah.
So, but people can see by going in online and in the community, we have groups around the retreats, people who've been, who are talking about it, saying, hey, this is what it was like, and it was so great. And so then someone who might be a little afraid can see that and talk to someone who's been, and they can encourage them to go. So, and then you go to a retreat and people build these relationships and can go back and sustain them online after they go home and they never see anybody else their own age again.
Right.
So we provide support in those two ways. The other side of what we do is a big advocacy component. Again, getting out there in the community to talk about, well, why haven't survival rates improved for young adults in 30 years? There's reasons for that. And what are appropriate treatments for a young adult? It can be different. So doctors don't know that. So it's for us to get out there and tell them. And not just us, but through our community, we can enlist our young people as ambassadors and say, you go tell them, they'll
Yeah.
listen to you, that's your doctor.
Yeah.
And so everything works together, but it's really about a movement, and it's about creating a voice and an identity for young adults with cancer so that they can go out there and, make things better for the next one coming down the pike who's diagnosed tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks. Tell me, what's contact information? Like, what's your website and you guys on? Tell me some social networks you guys are on, and we'll wrap it up.
We have a Facebook page. We have a MySpace page. Our URL is planetcancer.org. Pretty simple. And you can get to the My Planet community through the .org site.
And what's does Planet Cancer have a Twitter account, or do you want to give out your Twitter account or anything?
My Twitter account is at Heidi SA.
Cool.
And we do have a Twitter account for Planet Cancer, but I've been having too much fun on my own,
Okay,
actually,
gotcha.
to go.
There's
We're
the
trying to
truth.
figure out the best way to do that. But
Yeah, definitely. Well, good. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And thanks for coming and being on the interview.
Thanks.